Woof woof! Hello everybody, Shuffle Woof here with a new album review. Today we will be discussing the new Cera Palin album, We Could Be Brave. Cera Palin is a band from Atlanta, Georgia, who is very popular for their indie punk sound. They debuted with their Growing Pains EP in 2016, a short collection of indie punk cuts. They followed up with their more pop-punk leaning I Don't Know How to Explain It EP in 2018, which became iconic for the band, with their cover of Sheryl Crow's If It Makes You Happy, doing incredibly on streaming platforms. Sometime after this point the band went on hiatus for many years, though they did interrupt it once to drop the previously unreleased Mono in March of 2021. Fast forwarding to now, their long-anticipated return seems to mark the end of their hiatus and an exciting new beginning, what with We Could Be Brave being the band's first proper LP. Fun fact, with the 11 new tracks on this album, Cera Palin has doubled the number of songs in their discography. So, was the wait worth it? I can say right off the bat that this project is the band's most ambitious and sonically impressive effort yet, from an instrumental and songwriting standpoint. We begin strong with a killer tone setter that is Feast or Famine, which switches between killer finger-picked guitar sections and a driving chorus. I like how this one builds, especially on the bridge. It matches well with the poetic lyrics about perseverance. Ironically, the next track takes a thematic turn. Party is all about lacking motivation. Though this is one of the shortest tracks and I do feel it is a bit brief, the vocal and instrumental delivery goes crazier than the first track, which I think gives the first leg of the album a nice progression. With the next track, Murder Hornet Fursona, we get some lovely guitar work, pairing nicely with poetic lyrics I believe are about not caring about fitting in or appealing to prudes. The wall of sound on the chorus contrasts well with the chill verses, and the instrumental only gains more character as it goes on. Things get more melodic with gracious, especially on the vocal end. I like the way the band plays, with rhythm throughout this one. The instrumental tends to stop and start somewhat, but in a way I think really makes sense. The lyrics tell one of the more interesting stories so far, reading like the lead's partner broke up with him and said partner might be trying to over-justify themselves and stick around as if looking for validation. The frustration really comes off well in the vocal performance here, and the instrumental matches it as well through this song's different phases. Very well done. The next track, Despite, goes into the lead's frustration with themselves, describing a struggle to evolve or move on from a previous hardship despite having good life experience. The instrumental for the first leg of this song has some nice variations to it, but uniquely for this album, it ends on a bit of an early 2000s alt rock note. That flavor is not necessarily my cup of tea in the context of this project, but I totally recognize this is up to personal taste. It is still executed well. From here, we move on to a very strong second half for the album, starting with a bell-kissed Crypto. This one has to have one of my favorite chorus melodies on the album, and writing that goes just as hard with how hard the band rejects Nazi sentiments. Among others, the band pens lines like, I wanna soil your blood, to the song's addressees, referencing Nazi Germany's nationalist slogan, blood and soil. Lots to dig into with the poetry here. This is pop-punk bliss. After this is a minute and a half long, A Broken Face, which miraculously hits hard and feels like a full song despite its short runtime. I actually prefer this one on the album than I did when it was a standalone single, the song's fun rhythm guitars and twisting builds being a fast-hitting energy boost. With their usual poetic abstractions, the lyrics seem to go into the pressure the lead feels at the hand of someone else, this being a feeling caused over a long period of time. The next track, 10:38 Go, audibly has two sections to its structure. In the frantic and drum-heavy first minute, we are getting a glimpse into the protagonist's frantic life, where they are finding it hard to keep things together emotionally, perhaps nervous about going to see a loved one who has been hospitalized. Things slow down significantly in the second section, with a pleasant lo-fi guitar lead, the protagonist describing parting ways with this person on their deathbed. I like how melancholic and existential this second section hits. The vocalist does wonders selling the narrative. Moving on, we get the lead single, Wisteria, which still hits as hard as it did when I first heard it. It is a pop-punk banger with dynamic vocals and guitar transitions all over. The writing is great too, as there are multiple hooks throughout this one. Lyrically, while comparing a love interest to a wisteria flower, the lead expresses his lament towards the fact that his own difficulties ends up repelling them, the love interest making him out to be just another person who failed to be a suitable lover. The screams here are electrifying. What a track! The last song on this album, the title track, is the longest one of all, it being 12 minutes long. This is a dynamic and multi-phased piece of alternative rock. The guitar's absolutely smashing you around the 1 minute mark before gradually picking up the pace with the rest of the band. The structure and rhythms are all really playful. It is executed well. The lyrics cover a lot. The vocalist describing feeling trapped in life, succumbing to drug abuse, lamenting the familiarity of depression, staying indoors all the time, and struggling to feel hopeful. The song becomes darker and extra slow as the vocalist gets more pensive, which I really appreciate. Thankfully, the last few minutes take a different turn, the band ending the album on a brighter and more energetic note. The vocalist braves the darkness in their own life, giving us inspirational lines like, "Would it be so far off course to live because you will it? Couldn't be a lesser force than the spirit that permits it." This serves as one of the album's most positive moments, which may say a lot, given how it stems from a depressive place. Overall, I really loved this album. What a high-quality comeback for Cera Palin! From front to back, this is well-produced indie rock, with great instrumentals, a great vocalist, and a lot of attention being put into the lyrics. I am sure fans of pop-punk will get a lot out of this, especially those who have been waiting for this band's return. Cera Palin, you shuffled my woofs. Woof woof.